You've probably noticed that the world we're living in at the moment is kind of strange. People are destabilized, people are uncomfortable, people have got headaches, they don't sleep well. There's just general levels of disorderedness all over the place. And do you know what? It doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon. So, what I want to talk about is what do we do in such a circumstance? How do we prepare for it? How do we live it? How do we organize ourselves within it? And what I come to is that we need to be really stable within ourselves. Like we are the port in the storm. We are the place that we can relax into. And most of our nervous systems are so fried from just living life that we're all, and nobody's relaxed. And everybody just wants to watch Netflix at the end of the day, kind of fall asleep. What are our options? You know, with the state that the world is in, we could go down all the rabbit holes looking at everything that's wrong, or we could just veg out and watch Netflix. But what about a different way? How do we live our lives? How do we have autonomy? How do we have agency? How do we have sovereignty in a world that we are not equipped to understand? Like our brains were not designed for the world that we're living in. You know, anybody who's over 30 hasn't been brought up with technology, with the internet, and so our brains aren't used to it. And even if our brains are used to it, I don't know that it's such a good thing that we can be okay with the world that we're in and we're just living on the surface and uncomfortable for most of us. Things like relationships, dating, all of it just seems so complex. So the things I want to speak about are what we do about that. The first thing that I'm aware of is that we as a human have two different aspects to ourselves. One is our form, and one is that which is not form. I would call it our spirit. And by our spirit, I'm talking about that which is going to leave our body when we die. So we've got these two aspects. With form, we're all very familiar with. It's this. It's our emotions, it's our life. We know what form is. In fact, we tend to think of our world as being the world of form, and we forget about the world of spirit, which is fine for most of the time. We live in a dualistic world. We've got good, we've got bad, we've got hot, we've got cold. How do we navigate ourselves within that? So we tend to think that our bodies are the strongest thing about us. Our bodies are pretty weak. They bruise, they cut, they get sick. Our spirit, on the other hand, actually is the strong thing about us. So what would happen if we engaged more with ourselves with our spirits, from the level of the spirit? If we were to just bring our spirit to us. Here, try this little exercise with me. Let's give this a go. Wrap your arms around yourself and come inside. And just close your eyes, come inside, and just tell yourself, I'm here. And you're just engaging, but you're telling yourself, you're not speaking outwards, you're going inwards. You're telling what's inside that you're here. And then take a couple of breaths. Say breathe in for 4 and out for 6. And now imagine that you've got roots, really, really strong roots, and you're engaging with the roots. They sit underneath you. Let everything that's in here that doesn't need to be in here, distress, stress, that kind of emotion, just let it move down. Just let it move down into the roots. Just let yourself feel. Let yourself feel all the debris draining away. And kind of at the same time as you're doing that, you can start to bring in your own being. Let yourself feel like you are a magnet and you're just calling all of yourself back from wherever it's been in the world. It might be out and about, just where you've been living life. It might be on the train. You might have left bits of yourself in that conversation you had with someone in a pub, or that time when someone cut you up when you were driving and you got annoyed. Bits of you might get left there. So this is just imagining yourself as a magnet, just pulling yourself in. You can even use your arm, just pulling yourself in. I am here, bringing myself here. Just so you've got yourself. That is the starting place. Without having yourself, how do you have any effect? How do you do anything without a sense of self? So pulling yourself in. And I'm not talking about the egoic sense of self. I'm not talking about I am this. This is just your being. We're talking about the essence of you. having the essence of you here. And now we've got more essence here. Let's wear our spirit on the outside so that our form, our body has something to lean into, something to press up against. So if you've got your spirit here, can you let yourself have the sense, the feeling that your spirit is on the outside of your form? Normally, we know that our spirit is special. We know it's the most important part of us. So what do? We keep it locked up inside where nobody can get to it, where it's all nice and safe, tucked away. But that leaves the form really vulnerable. If your form's got its spirit around it, it can rest, it can move outwards. It's not having to hold itself so tightly. Your shoulders don't need to be up here. If you can just rest into your own being, life is going to feel better. That's the beginning. The first step is to have your own being.